Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. This is your brother Bob from Bel Air, Maryland. It's good to be here at our Otech Pros with founders around the world. Um, what we do here bi-weekly, we've been doing this bi-weekly for the past maybe couple of months. Um, we highlight and spotlight founders or affiliates who've been working behind the scenes and making things happen, and they have not been heard. So today we're going to continue with another episode of that. We have one of our sisters with us. Before I call her, I want to first of all acknowledge my brothers here. Brother Madi, first of all, thank you for providing your Restream account for us so that we can keep the continuity of our bi-weekly program. My brother Collins of the Otech Pro and our constant supporter, Engineer Mike, is here with us as well. Um, so there's a lot going on. I know most of us right now our OES went down. It's been about a week, but rest assured, a lot of stuff is happening behind the scenes, as our CEO told us. So many great things are happening. He came out uh, on Wednesday at OP360, and he had so many things to say. I know when we go around today, each and every one of us is going to maybe pick one or two things to highlight or to either educate, inspire, or ignite us, whichever one they so choose. But Mr. Ash talked about independence. You know, when he talked about independence, he made reference to on passive creating that autopilot machinery for us so that you can have that independence as a business, but also that you can branch yourself out. That at least that was my understanding. So you branch yourself out and become independent. He said you should not be independent on anything. So that has several connotations, you know. So when all the apples are here and things are on autopilot and the system is working for you 365 days a week, you should also think about how you diversify. I think that's what Mr. Art was saying. He talked about a huge battle that's going on behind the scenes, all on our behalf with our traffic and our data, and I will get to that later. But there's just so much where we can unpack, and each one of us we can just pick anything to drive at. But today, specifically, we have. I see this wonderful, amazing lady. I've not met her before personally, but we just heard the good things that she's been doing. I think she's in actually she lives in Atlanta, Georgia, but she's right now in Burkina Faso, where to
Yes,
attend to her mother who is sick. So you can tell the kind of person who she is. She's actually left the US, gone to her home country to attend to her mother who is sick. So it's a great pleasure meeting you for the first time, Asena. I want to thank you for taking the time. I know we might have network challenges, but we are going
thank you.
to listen to you. Please just tell us who you are, where you are. You can give us your your story about unpassive. We just want to spotlight you. You can educate us, you can inspire us, you can ignite us. We just want to bring you
Mm.
forward so that people like Brother Madi here and the rest of the people of unpassive know who you are. So take it away, my sister.
Good afternoon. I don't know, it's 4 o'clock here. So good
Mhm.
afternoon, everybody. Yeah, my name is Astita. I'm originally from Burkina Faso, but I'm living on Atlanta like few years ago. So I'm with my sister here. It's my brother-in-law introduced me to Ompasi in 2001, September 2001. So since that, I'm so happy. Like it's like family. On past, it's like family. So all time I'm behind this behind the background, watching people. I'm not a good talk. I'm not a good talk, so I don't like to talk too much. But I think everybody, I'm so happy to be here with you guys. I think everybody, you guys doing phenomenal work. I'm so happy to be on family with Ampasi. So I made brother Mark, brother Knight. He was friends webinar all time. So that time I think that time we was not even we did not talk to each other. So I wasn't with him, watching him in the friends webinar like few 2 years. So later, so now I start seeing YouTube from brother Marty, brother Red, and brother Chris. So I started watching you live all time. Even I met Chris in Atlanta when he came to Atlanta.
Okay.
I went to see him. I went to see him. So he really got good guy. He very nice guy. So I'm so happy. I'm happy to be with like his family. Since even I miss one life, I'm not happy. Look like his family. Look like I miss my family all the time. So I'm so happy. Thank you so much. I'm thanking Mr. Asmo Farah. I thank the tech team, everybody. So I always say I'm not good talk. So thank you so
No,
much. Thank
no,
you, brother Mark.
no worries. I'm sorry.
I'm even nervous. I'm sorry.
No, 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 no. I should have asked you if French was your preferred language. I know Burkina Faso they speak French. If French is your preferred language, you can speak in French, and Mike and I will be able to translate it in English. So feel free if you come the next time you want to speak in French. We understand it fairly enough that we can translate or send your message across. But thank you. Where are you? Are you in Ouagadougou now?
Yes, I'm Ouagadougou.
All right. Okay.
I'm
Thank you so much.
Ouagadougou. I came here like je suis venu ici ça fait un mois, 2 et 3 semaines.
Wow.
Donc ma vieille elle était malade, mais maintenant ça va mieux. Mais je suis très content d'être part en passé parce que c'est la famille. Mike, j'étais déjà dit non, j'ai dit que moi je ne suis pas bien pour parler. Parce que si je suis nerveuse, j'oublie tout ce que je vais dire, je ne peux plus parler. Mais
Okay.
je suis très content, je suis très content d'être avec la famille. Je remercie M. As to put us together. Vraiment, c'est géant. Merci beaucoup.
Uh, je vous en prie. So she's saying that she's been in Burkina Faso where her mom is sick for the past month and 3 weeks, but she's getting better. She says
Yes,
she's a
it is.
little nervous. You know, she's nervous.
Yeah,
She's not a public speaker. She's a little nervous, and
yeah,
Engineer Mike, but she's very happy. She feels like this is her family. When she misses a life, it's like she has to figure out a way to, catch up and stuff like that. So that's very good, and
yes,
she's been helping people behind the scenes. So that
yeah.
is, I think that's what she said, right, Engineer Mike? Did I miss anything?
Yes,
You didn't miss anything,
that's
Uncle
right.
Bob. Correct. That's what she said.
All right. So thank you very much. Thank you for taking the time. I know the
Thank you, thank
challenges.
you, thank
Yeah.
you, everybody. Thank you. You guys doing good job. That's phenomenal.
Yes, I
Thank
know
you
the
so
challenge.
much, and God bless you.
Yes, ma'am. You too. So stay again. We're going to come back for one more round. I know the challenges of the network there. If it takes you in and out, no problem. But we know that you are there with us. So I'm going to
Okay,
go to Engineer Mike. Engineer Mike, I know there's a lot for us to unpack. I don't know where you want to start, but you can just give us what your take is, what the happenings currently in Unpassive, or anything that you want to inspire or to educate us.
Okay.
Following all the things that have been happening. So
Thank
I
you,
send
thank
it
you,
to you.
thank you, Uncle Bob. Yeah, a lot is happening without in the scene. Good morning, panelists. It's my joy to be on with you, my Tech Pro brothers. I appreciate you people for always getting this round table so that we can come and discuss a lot of things. I was looking about, I'm excited because when the system went down, we know that we're getting to greater heights.
Mhm.
Now, with those greater heights that we're getting into, what does that mean to us? It means a lot is coming into our life to change everything because the all passive ecosystem is what our CEO is giving us as a gift for us to use as a tool to change the world. Now, in 2022, that's 2022, at about October, in Calgary, Alberta here, they made some discovery. You know, Uncle Bob, we in Canada, our own deposits of oil and gas is right down. Okay, it's right deep. So what we do is we do what is called steam assisted gravity drainage, SACD, which means we go down about 200 meters vertical, then
Mm-hmm.
we go horizontal between 1500 400 to 1800 meters. Now when that is done, they use perforated guns to go into the reservoirs to to create holes on them, to drill holes in them. Now, when they drill holes in them, what happens is they will send now steam through those will have like pipes going down, right? Vertical pipes, then go horizontal.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when they go, the steam the steam will heat up, which is about 242 to 250 degrees Celsius. It will heat up the 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 uh, the oil and gas because it is very thick to reduce its viscosity so that it comes now to the air, to the surface. Then they
Mm-hmm.
pump it. It puts pump to the surface. Now, what happens is it leaves a lot of residue, which is called brine. Okay, the brine is just salt. It's a mixture of salty water. Now, do you know what they discovered in this brine? They discovered that this brine has a lot of lithium. So lithium now in Alberta, you don't just go need to go dig so deep to get it. All these reservoirs, after the production is done, brine is found in there. So that is what has been discovered. Now, do you know what in 2025 that's saying that 11,000 up to 11,000, right? Up to 11 up to 11,000 dollars for 1 ton. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now for 2026, 26, 27, they are projecting 13 to 15,000. So I am out here telling all of us that that is something that we should be looking at to invest because it is now the world class is only Australia that used to have production, but we are having 16 million tons. Okay, 16 million tons discovered somewhere here, Brian, that will produce us this. So it is something that we should look. So when I hear our CEO says, "Oh, we're doing migration and all of that," it is telling me that that time is coming. So we as founders should be ready to know where we're going to go invest in, and that is a big one. That is where we should be thinking. And when I look at the market, I look at what is coming. Wow, I'm like, we are getting somewhere. And because remember, in every project that we need to embark on, we need the financials, right? So, but we cannot just be using it and keeping it like that. If we have where to invest, we should know where to invest. And these are the kind of projects that we should involve in to invest so that it gives us that return that we will use to change the world, Uncle Bob.
Amen. Yep. Thank you, Engineer Mike. So, in effect, what Engineer Mike was telling us is remember, Mr. Ash told us to be independent and not rely on any one person or maybe any one source of income. I'm sure Engineer Mike is trying to give us an advice or an idea, something that's out there for those of us. That's a way for you to get out, diversify, just like our founder, Mr. Ash, is telling us. So I'm sure when that time comes, we'll set up webinars and things like that, that you can help us, advise us on this Canadian initiative for us to invest. Thank you so much, my brother.
Thanks
I
be to
would
God.
go to my brother Collins Manor. Collins, I know when the system went down, you and I, myself, you and Oliver, Vincent, will be pulling overtime behind the scenes, just trying to figure out exactly what's going on. Unfortunately, Oliver and Vincent are not here with us. The Oliver is traveling. He's actually flying right now in an airplane, and then Vincent has some personal things that he had to take care of. But we've been talking behind the scenes, pulling some odd hours, gauging each move. You know, I'll just throw it up to you, my brother, to just tell us the impact or the significance of this system being taken offline, the migration, and all the enhancements and the things that are coming. And what is your anticipation when this system comes back up?
Ah, boy, thank you, my brother Bob. Just to greet Engineer Mike, and our sister Seta. Yeah, nice to see you. And Madi Digamo, I know is busy, and yeah, and all those who are watching. That's a good question because we know a lot of founders and affiliate, they are really scared, especially when they look at, and sometimes they don't want to see the site going down. They just feel like maybe Mr. Ashmofara have just disappeared. Why is it? Why is it? What is happening now? We can't log in. And you see, there are people who are not really paying attention. They didn't even follow the communique. They just say, wow, I've tried to log in my email. I can't. I'm clicking on that button. What is happening with my account? I said, you know what? You are not paying attention because they've sent out communique upon communique and said the site is down for a reason and it will bounce back up. And yesterday, when we were on this show with Engineer Mike on the Voyager Avenue with Marcien, a lot of questions came up. They said, why can't they do it on the fly? Why should they shut it down? We're there to answer those questions. I said, no. But Mr. Ash have told us, and we used to see things popping up. Why should they shut it down? So we tried to answer a question about data migration. We talk about moving house. When you are moving house, you need to move completely out of that house to another location. And when you want to move, there's a lot of things that you will shut it down. You can't leave it. It's because we are talking about data. When there's a difference between code and data, when you are doing minor code change, you can do it on the fly. You can say, I don't need to shut down because if I just push this, it will just go straight and everyone will see it. But when you are dealing with data and you said, I want to move this information to another location, there is a tendency that the system will go down, because you need to ask yourself, there's a lot of questions when you're moving the house, how the size of the house, which house am I going into? Is it ready for me to move all of those things? You need to prepare that place. And when you are moving, transporting all your property from that building to another building, how can you do it and people can still access you? There is no way they can access you because this is heavy data migration. Yes, you can take a few days to do it. I said, you know what? We are doing not only that, but we are doing enhancement of our site. So this takes a lot of time because you're talking about big data and you're talking about other enhancement to make sure everything works well. You test it, you make sure all of these, maybe they are including different application, things that we don't even know, new things that we will see and will shock. Because you remember our CEO said, when the site will bounce back, we'll be shocked from what we will see. People always take it like joke. They always say, maybe you are not truthful to yourself, you are not this. Remember, when you look at a lot of things, like when they develop iPhone, they tell you, okay, the next iPhone is coming. When you will see the next generation of iPhone, you will be shocked. Sometimes we don't believe until we see it. Maybe we believe the phone because we are used to. But just imagine if iPhone, when they started building Apple, we were there from the beginning. We wouldn't have believed it because the first person didn't even believe. The person saw this position and said, you know what, I'm tired, because they look at it. Where I really like what the man said when they interviewed this man in BBC. I watched it. If you can go Google it, the person who saw his position. You would listen what he said. He said, when they were building, he was one of the founding member. He said they diverted from the initial intention, what he knows, but that was not Steve Jobs' idea. He was saying from his own perspective, as a founder. But Steve Jobs already have the direction where he wants to go. But now this man was talking about selling some of the small micro projects, like small little things they have model that they have built. He said, let's put it in the market. Let's start to make money. Steve Jobs said, no, we are going all the way. We have to go all the way. So it took them 21 years to come with the first Apple phone. But this man couldn't withstand when they built little technology, maybe the desktop application. He said, no, let's put it in the market. Steve Jobs said, no. We build it. He said, let's put it. Steve Jobs said, no. Little did the man knows that this is what Steve Jobs wants. And when they interview him, he said, you know what? Yes, I didn't see this coming because this is what the direction I was thinking. I gave up, but I will never regret my decision. Though I believe the man regretted because that position worth 100 billion today. His position worth 100 billion. But he sold it for what? For $800. Because the vision that Steve Jobs was going wasn't the vision of this man. So a lot of time we're looking at founding members because we are in. Our vision is not Mr. Ashmufara's vision. Before he started his company, he has his vision. He knows where he wants to go. And he is building it not only for the 1.4 million founders. He is building it to make changes. Remember what he said. My duty is to make change for the 8 billion people on this planet Earth. It's not only for those in Canada, not only for those in America, 300. He is bringing changes to the world, the way things should be done, the way people can see life and make different from their life. Like I like the way Brother Bob said, you said something. He said, you have to take it. You know, you have to take it to your own hand. People think like independent. He said, there is nothing you can have financial freedom, but if you don't have time freedom, you are still enslaved of your own money. Because you're still scared. What if the financial freedom disappeared? That's why we keep on working, because we don't want the financial freedom to disappear. But what if you can have a system that can give you time and financial freedom, where you can travel everywhere, but still making something, not exorbitant money, but something that can keep you going, where you can diversify, but you are still unshakable. When he said, don't rely on passive, don't rely on Mr. Ashford, don't rely on this. People were scared. Oh, do you mean that we cannot rely? No, he is saying that you have to rely on your own ability to succeed. Because you can still be on passive, but you grow like a snail because you are not relying on your own ability. You are relying on passive ability. It's just like you go to a wedding party feast. You sit with your wife or your girlfriend or your partner. You ask the person to come and save you. They will not know the quantity of food you want. Because maybe you are damn hungry, but they cannot determine. But what if you go, you step out and say, no, let me go and save myself. You will take your own quantity. We are now in a place where Mr. Ashford is building something like a rocket, a ship, and he said, now we have the ocean. You cast your net. If you cast a small net, your harvest of fish will be tiny. If I cast my big net, my harvest will be bountiful. So it is up to you. When he said you have to take it on yourself, it means they have given you the tools, but now it's up to you to determine where you want to go. That is Mr. Ashmufara. So people shouldn't misquote it and say, wow, we shouldn't rely on passive. He is here to give you time and financial freedom, but it is up to you to determine where you want to go and then diversify so that you can have that total time and financial freedom. So, Brother Bob, I'll leave it there, and then we can.
That's why I put that question to you, because I knew you are the only one who put it that way so that everybody can really grasp it. But I saw Engineer Mike was very attentive. He was acting like he wanted to say something. So let me throw it to Engineer Mike. I know it seems like you have something to add. So please.
Yeah, Kubok. Yeah. We should always thank you, Brad Collins. I mean, the focus is the number one thing in this business. If we are not focused, it means we don't ever know what we're doing. Okay. I was part of the company. I had a 6 months company, a 6 month contract in a company, one of the biggest companies in the world here, right? In the IT field. Now, this company started in 1998 in Santiago, California. I was there for 6 months. I had a 6 months contract. We were to migrate. This company has just 35,000 employees worldwide. But we were to migrate data for just 5,000 employees who are the top level employees in the company. But Uncle Bob, guess what? In my 6 months complete now I was there, we did not go half of that project. We did not go half of, I mean, out of the 3,000, we did not succeed to migrate up to 1,500 people. No, we did not. So then to come to talk about our own new technologies that are happening here, right? We are migrating million plus accounts. I'm telling you, we took 6 months and we could not finish 1,500. Okay, we did not reach 1,500. But we are taking now, we're thinking that our passive has to do it in one day to get the a million plus found accounts that we have. So please let's just take that into perspective and know that these technicalities, you don't rush technology, okay?
Yeah.
It is a
Good
calculated sequence. It's a
Good
sequence. You go. But I said it yesterday when we were in Voyage Avenue. We have 7 steps to do all the migration until it completes. We talked it with Brad Collins. You need to know, for instance, if you have 1 gigabyte of data that you want to transmit to another, transfer to another platform, you need to have enough space, like we told them, because these files are growing. You need more space now. You'll be talking about 10 megabytes now of space. It's no more 1 megabyte, because also you don't want the files to be corrupted. So it needs a lot of things. So let's just be patient and focus, because we're getting there, Uncle Bob.
Thank you. You use the F word, the focus word.
Yes.
Each time you use that word, we and Matthew will smile. But
Yes.
you know, Collie said something, and I think Jemai also talked of. We do the migration, yes, but there's another key component of the statement: enhancements. Enhancements are being done as well. When the system, when OES comes back, I guarantee you guys, it's not going to be what we used to see before. There's work that's going on behind the scenes, but there's another component again. You have to test it, testing, and Collins is an expert in this department. You have to go back and you test and you test and you test, you retest, you do regression tests, you run all your scripts, you run everything until it is perfect again, and then then Mr. Ash will say, okay, he will sign off for them to open it up to come to us. And when it comes, what did Mr. Ash say? He's going to over deliver. Okay, so Brother Madi, I don't know how to put it to you, but there's something that I want to talk on, and then I will just open the floor to you. I said so many things on 360, but the one thing that really caught my attention was a statement that he made. I was driving my car with my wife. We're listening to you guys we're going somewhere, and she wrote down that quote for me. I said, data. That data is the new commodity of the 21st century. Data. And when he said that, it was like he lit a light bulb in my head. Because as Engineer Mike would remember, in the days where we used to present on passive as a business opportunity, I had this quote that I was making constantly about this guy called Robert Kiyosaki.
Yes.
Robert Kiyosaki. He said, this guy is a serious guy. He investor, businessman. He writes books. He gives speeches. He's a serious guy. He makes projections and they come true. Kiyosaki said, this is how he qualified wealth. Those who were wealthy 300 years ago. He said 300 years ago, those who owned the wealth were those who owned the land. Remember, Jeremiah, I used to say that those who own the wealth are those who own the land.
Yes.
Then in the following century, that's in the 19th century, those who owned the wealth were those who owned the factories. industrial revolution, America became dominance because they owned the factory. But he said, in this time, in this our century, this 21st century, this our time, those who are going to own the wealth, Brother Madi, this is what Kiyosaki says. And that's where Ashmufara's genuinity comes in. Those who are going to own the wealth in this 21st century are those who are going to have the information. What is information? Information is data. Ashmufara says that data is the new commodity of this 21st century. So that's why my light bulb lit up. Now, if you look at what the direction that Mr. Ash is going to, and our data center and everything, the information, because when you have the information, that information, according to Kiyosaki, it flies all over the world. It doesn't have boundaries. There are no boundaries. So you cannot limit the amount of people, the millionaires, and that's what Kiyosaki says. This century, there are going to be multi-millionaires and millionaires, and there are going to be those who will be left behind. It seems like he's just speaking. I think Mr. Ash has said some of the things that this guy is saying, you know. So when he talked about data is the new commodity of the 21st century, and he's doing exactly what he needs to do to package it for, he's doing it for us. That information, we have it. You know, I just wanted to bring that out and to feel how proud I am to be part of this wonderful revolutionary technology. Brother Amadi, I'm going to throw it over to you to just, oh, he says I should hold on. So Collins, I don't know what let me run to you. This is how that's how I felt, you know. In fact, let me read that because I have the book here. This is the book. I have the book here. Let me read it. What Kiyosaki said, why Brother Madi is taking his time. He said, land was wealth 300 years ago.
Uncle Bob,
yes.
Please read the private chat very fast. Thank you. Before you continue.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's what Kiyosaki said. Let me read it to you guys. And then you see the ingenuity of Ashmufare. He said, land was worth 300 years ago. So the person who owned the land owned the wealth. Then it was factories and production. And America rose to dominance. Then the industrialists owned the wealth. Today, it is information. Today, this is our time, this century, those who own the wealth are those who own the information. And he says the problem is the information flies all around the world at the speed of light. And the borders and the land and the factories, he said the change will be fast and more dramatic. There are those there will be a dramatic increase in the number of new millionaires and multi-millionaires. There also will be those who will be left behind. That's what Kiyosaki is saying about information, data, what Mr. Ash is telling us, that this is the new commodity. Brahmadi, when Ash told us that statement, that's what came in my mind. I read this book about maybe almost 15 years ago, and that just stuck with me. So I wanted you to come on and just educate us, expand on anything that will be said, what Mr. Ash said on Wednesday, how excited you are and everything. So over to you, bro.
Okay, let me finish up one thing. Just 1 second.
Uncle Bob, let me just bring in this before Big Bro Marty comes in. You know, in life, we hear about so many things, right? I've heard before, Michael Williams told us, he said in English, he said, data, okay, is your new gold in the information technology world.
Yep.
Then, not far away, I read it again now in French. C'est le données, c'est l'or dans l'informatique. Les données, c'est l'or dans l'informatique. So that is data is gold.
Data is gold. Data is information. Information is key. This is the information in the digital transformation era. What is it? It's information.
Yeah.
And now
let me put it this way, Bob.
Yes.
Yeah, if I come in and I look at data, what is really data? It's everything about our lives.
Yes.
It can be your date of birth, your name, your how you look, your money in your bank, everything is data. So that's why they said data is more than gold, because just imagine the trillions in the bank.
Mm-hmm.
They are data. They are just, when you go, you put your bank card and you punch number, you see something in your bank. That is information telling you
Yeah.
what you have.
Yeah.
Just imagine they take that particular thing and sell it to somebody. Companies
Exactly.
are dying for data because they know when they own the data, they own the market. Okay,
Yes.
for instance, let's look at this like a simple logic scenario. If they ask you, Rabob said, go to the market and sell, and this market, say physical market, this market has 1 million people, customers standing there, and there is this other market that's for exposure, not like those who want to buy your thing. We're just talking about exposure.
Mm-hmm.
This customer, this market, 1 million people goes to this market, exposure. This other market, 500 people goes to this market just for exposure. And you want to expose your market regardless. Where will you go? You will go to the side where there's 1 million people, because within that 1 million, at least 100,000 will see your stuff, because
Yes.
they are looking for what they want.
Mm-hmm.
So that is data. So we're talking about when a company has this standing there, what do you expect? Boom. That's where they will go. So imagine if on passive grow up to 1 billion people, we become the traffic.
The traffic. And that's what Ash is
We
saying.
become the market.
Yep.
Every company will want to come and advertise, because they know when they advertise, Mercedes, guys, Mary Kay, they want to come because they know that is the market. You put it there, no matter what, 50,000
We'll see it.
will see it and they will love your product. And guess what? Because this traffic, it is not only empty traffic, they has the money and they can purchase it.
Yep.
So that's why I wanted to throw out.
No, and that's true. And remember, our data is not only secured, but it will never be sold, never be transferred to any third party. Nothing. Mr. Ash has said that, looked us straight in the eyes and said, your data will never be sold. That's why you see he's moving into our own data center, creating that total independence, that other pillar that we all know about. The reason for that is to have total control of our data, to give you that digital trust, because that's what everybody sees for. We have a system where you actually ask people to come and relinquish their personal information to you, and for them to have, so long as they know that you have total control and you have all the security controls, everything in place to protect their data, you are good to go. And that's what OnPassive does. Yeah. So let me quote my brother Oliver. I wish he was here with us. He's on his way flying to Florida. He would say we are fine, but I would say let's stay focused. Let's stay focused, because when you stay focused, you are fine. Yep. Brother Madi, do you have anything to?
Yeah, I can add something now. I was tap dancing for a minute. Yeah, data. I remember when I first met these guys. I was looking into data and all that, and we had talked about data is money. It's
Yep.
that simple. Data is money. And data is being manipulated throughout the world right now, even if we don't know it. Example, you go to Google, you look up a snowblower, a lawnmower, it doesn't matter. And then the next day, or even within hours, go to Facebook, and in the stream will be something about what you looked up. That's data being transferred for money. Facebook doesn't make anything.
Mm-hmm.
So people go, how do they make money? Well, they make money from data. They make money from advertising. The power of Facebook. Now, this was totally for Facebook. It was a lucky accident, because it wasn't planned in the beginning. It couldn't have been. They didn't know, but they wound up with one of the biggest sale, or consumer market in the world. Why? Where are people at? They're in social media. Whereas a lot of them at is in Facebook. So people go there and they advertise in Facebook through the marketing or whatever. But you can buy ads in Facebook and actually make targeted traffic. It's not easy. For one thing is if you use the wrong words, Facebook will say, no, that can't go. If you're too hypey, if you're grandioso, they won't let the ad go. They just won't. They won't tolerate it. So it's a fine line. It's a lot of work, and it's expensive because you're testing every time you try something. I've had ads that go through, and I go, wow, they give you 24 hours before they even accept it. During all this time, you're paying. People click on it, you pay, even if it's a bad ad. They're not helping you. They're just telling you if it can go. Well, a lot of times the ones that they say will go, they're not that good. So it's a fine line of getting both. It's not easy. They call it A/B testing. But data, like Ash, when he had said on 360, which blew me away, many things blew me away because I think some of the problems when people go to, when Ash comes on, they go there to hear what they want to hear instead of going there to hear what he's saying. Because he said some powerful things. We're going to own it. And that's traffic. Now, I don't care who. Millions of people, millions and millions and millions and millions try to put their hat in the ring of marketing. And when they get in, they think just like everybody else, hey, this is, if he can do it, I can do it. This looks simple. They give you a nice website. Here's the stuff. And automatically these companies say, well, buy the kit, $500. So you're buying a bunch of stuff, half of it you don't use, but whatever. It's a business. You consider that investing. And then as you're going, then he says a guru or a woman or whatever will say, follow me. Do what I do. What am I supposed to do? Make a list of everyone you know. And that's where it starts.
Yep.
And if you're a dreamer like most people that are in on passive, we are. We believe in anything's possible. You make that list. And in the beginning, you might get 2 or 3 family members to come in with you. But the very first month, there's an auto payment. They all 3 might pay it month number 1. Month number 2 comes along and you're telling them to make a list. Most cases, your family's got the same list you do. They're going after relatives. Now, in month 3, you're starting to upset people. They come back, hey, this didn't work out. And you have no one to complain because the guy that brought you in, he doesn't know what he's doing either. But there's that 1% that does very well because he knows how to organize the data. The beauty of Unpassive is they're going to make the traffic available where you can pay for it. People say, oh, I bought traffic before and it didn't work. You bought traffic that was useless. You bought traffic that has been run through the mill or the washing machine thousands of times. By the time you get to John Smith and you got his email, he's got 15 people asking him to join their business. By the time you get to him, he's so upset he wants to shoot you. That's the problem. Where in Unpassive, it's clean. They're going to get targeted traffic. And there's new technology out there from what I said.
Yes.
Where traffic generation is a different animal. I love that he said it because I'm thinking good, because if they're looking at something new, that means brains are working. And when he says we'll own it, shut the front door. Lock up your kids, go hide. I mean, because if you have control over traffic and you have spot on products, we're in a gold mine. You write your own ticket. Now, what he had said was don't trust in anything. I believe the journey of unpassive is getting us ready to be able to handle wealth and a bigger life and a cleaner life and being able to do things. Because trust me, like I said this morning in my live, me and my wife would drive to Cherry Hill, Morristown, in New Jersey, and we'd see these homes, multi-million dollar homes. Beautiful. Big long drive. Hold on. Hold on.
Marty is always multitasking, so
I know.
we can imagine what he's doing now.
Okay. I'm sorry. Did somebody talk for a second?
Yes, I like the fact that when you can tell that Mr. Ash is he's very happy, he's excited. I love the fact that the other day he talked about he has met some people that makes his head hurt. So you can imagine the kind of information that he has within him and the kind of strategies, marketing, digital and otherwise, that is being put in place. So for me, I just think I'm very glad and I'm humbled, extremely humbled to be one of those who saw his vision and got to it, and I'm able to be here at this point where we are just about to explode in the world. I don't know what you think about that, Collis, but
Yeah. Yeah, you just say something, and Bob, whilst you guys were talking, something came in my mind. And this is what most of those who are watching and those who will watch this later on and choose to become part of Unpassive. This is a business that will give you time and financial freedom. No business on this planet Earth will give you time and financial freedom. Either it will give you financial freedom, but not time freedom, because you have to keep that finance flowing, but you cannot have time freedom. If you look at it, all of us will work, right? How many days holiday do we have? In UK, it's 25 days a year, 365 days, but you have only 25 days. And if you use up that 25 days, it means you don't have any holiday left. You have to work till you die, till the end of the year, till your next holiday. So people are scared to take holiday because you don't know what might happen and you don't have any days left. So you always try to accumulate, try to manage it for that 12 months, 25 days, but you are managing that 25 days over 12 months. What if there is a business that is a business that gives you that independent? We're talking about total independent of finances and independent of time. If you have that, will you say, no, I don't want to join? Because at the end of the day, time is essence, especially on this time we are living. Time is essence, is of really essence, because sometimes we live in a place where we've never even traveled 1 inch because you are scared. You said, what will happen if? What ifs happen? You worry about your mortgage, you worry about your rent, you worry about this. You said, oh, sometimes you even take off your job and you jump into another job because you want to keep that cash flow, but you don't have time. So sometimes we live our years, but we don't live our lives. We said, oh, today is my first birthday, tomorrow is my second birthday, but are you really living that life? What if there is a business that will give you, that time freedom, the time that we are looking for, where you can sleep peacefully and you are assured that everything is being done for you. The system is automated and it's been working for you, why you can have that freedom to enjoy with your family. Will you say, no, you don't want it? Unpassive is that business where it will work autopilot. Automated, yes, and it is working 365 days, while you can have making income for you, giving you that income where you have that peace of mind, knowing that I don't have to worry about my rent, I don't have to worry about this bill coming, I don't have to worry about my children's school fees, I don't have to worry, and you can have that peace of mind. Sometimes we always say that, oh my God, when you have this, you don't know. Sometimes money is very important in life. It is the important ingredients in this our modern time. When you lost your job, how stressful it is, because you know, maybe I lost my mortgage, maybe I will lose this. Sometimes we get sick just because of what? Sometimes you say, no, I need to go and see my GP. Pressure, high blood pressure, and all of those things, because you cannot meet up with your daily lives. What if there is a business that can give you all of this? You know, can make you, when you are traveling, you feel like they have been working for me.
Collins,
Someone
hold
is
on.
there taking care of me. Someone is taking care, is watching my back. Mr.
Collins,
Ashley,
yes, I'm sorry to interject, my brother. Thank you for that. I just received a notification. I have to break this to you, man. We we have been blessed by the honor of our founder, Mr. Ash. He's hanging around. He's been listening to us, and he wants to pop in to say hello. This is just incredible. Such an incredible honor for us to have you with us, Mr. Ash. And before I bring Mr. Ash in, I want to run this code real quick. There's a guy, I think his name is something Howell. He says that there are those who make things happen, and there are those who watch things happen, and there are those who wonder what happened. Someone like Mr. Ash is the one who makes things happen, but he does not only make things happen, but brings people like us along with him. It's my privilege and my distinct honor to welcome Mr. Ash to the Otech Pros and the Friends Around the World, a platform where we bring founders around the world, affiliates around the world who are unknown, and just highlight them for the good work that they've been doing. So, Mr. Ash, you're welcome.
I'll let you know when he pops in the back office here. He didn't quite get here, so
Okay.
we can keep. Oh.
Yeah, so it's not there, Bob, so you can keep rolling on.
Yes, Brother Colin. So yeah, you were talking about our holidays in England. I mean, you guys are even lucky. You have 25 days. We have 10, 2 weeks. You use your 2 weeks. You are done. Right now, I can't take any vacation or anything anymore. But OnPassive is creating you that autopilot, that machine that works for you 365 days a week, like Colin said. You can't find it anywhere. Even OnPassive defies Warren Buffett's quote when he said that if you cannot sleep, if you cannot make money while you sleep, you work the rest of your life. That quote does not really hold, because even Warren Buffett himself, he wakes up every night to check his stocks and things around the world. But with OnPassive, the concept and the business model of OnPassive, for those of us who caught the vision, you actually really sleep, and the system works for you. That's the difference.
Hey, anyway, I'll try to finish what I was going to say.
Yes.
If I don't get text anymore. But anyway, the value of data is a big deal. It really is. And in the real world, which I'm getting sick and tired of, they take your data and they do whatever they want with it. They really don't ask us. Where on passive, Ash said, I won't sell your data. Although 1 million names and 1 million emails, trust me, it's worth a lot of money. A lot of money. But here's the cool thing. The day will come when we have 1 billion people. Maybe I won't get crazy. Let's say we have 500 million people in OnPassive, mainly customers, whatever, everybody. And they're strolling through OnPassive, and new tools are coming out and whatever. And as they try these tools, they love them. A new one comes out. If you build it right, they will come. Mm-hmm. If you make a beautiful tool that everybody loves and you get a good deal, great deal, and the technology is above average, way above average, and you can make money using it, the next one that comes out, you don't have to do any marketing at all. It sells itself. The name will sell it. So you could be in this business as a founder or a reseller. I'm telling people that aren't here yet that you could get in this business, build a business. You got a good foundation going. You've got a good so-called sales team. People are buying. People buy. You make commissions, and the company comes out with something that everybody just has to have. You just increased your income
Yep.
with no more effort.
Yep.
That's the thing about leveraging. When you throw a rock across the pond, you want to see how many times you can skip it, right? And if it skips 5 times, you win or whatever, right? It's the same effort to do it, whether it skips 3 times, 5 times, or 10 times, because it's the skip, it's the leveraging that's working. So if you leverage your time in on pass, like I've always said, you can crawl, you can walk, you can run, you can soar. We have no guarantee in life. We have no guarantee in time. If there's a way that you could take some of your profits and soar like an eagle, flap your freaking wings. Why would you wait? Why would you wait? Because I'm not telling you to market. I've never said that. Everybody here knows that. I don't say that. I came in because you don't have to. All the heavy lifting, all of the crap that you don't like doing, the company's doing for us. That's crazy. That's crazy. And I always go back to this. Let me show you the heart of the company. This is very simple. Right now, they could be selling Oconnect for the last 3 months and made millions of dollars. My opinion, I could sell it and make a lot of money. I'm telling you right now. But what happened? We couldn't get paid, so Ash made it so the company doesn't bring money in at all. In other words, all for one and one for all. Nobody does that. Nobody. And that's a big deal to be part of something like that. It makes me proud every time that we're part of something that big. And I'm telling you, I believe we will be the biggest company on the planet Earth ever. Ever. I really believe that. And I believe there's so many lanes. I see people get nervous. Well, he's doing this and she's doing that. Let it go. It's a 1,000-lane highway. Pick a lane. Do what you want. Don't try to be the Otech Pros. Don't try to be Engineer Mike. You don't want to be me. God forbid we don't need another Chris, right? So, no, but I mean, do what you can do. I met a lot of really cool people here. And then when I hear people say, I said, what's your passion? I don't care what it is. What is it? You can take your passion and turn it into a business, and I'm passive. I tell you what, when we get moving, you tell me what it is, and I'll give you ideas of how you can make money with that passion. I really mean that with all my heart.
Yeah.
I really do. Look at Amazon. Did you know they sold used books? That's how they started. Used books. Did you know they came online when Barnes and Noble was the biggest book company in the world?
Yep.
And people came to us and said, "Oh man, Barnes and Noble's knocking on the door." And he said, "I'm not in competition with Barnes and Noble. I'm here to please the customer. You take care of the customer, and the rest will take care of itself." When Sam Walton started Walmart, nickel and dime store, they laughed at him. "Oh, who's this farmer? Well, he's putting stuff together and he can get it to people cheaper." And then the Kmart's, Sears, we had one called King's, Bradley store. They're gone because they thought they were here. You always got to fight to stay on top. It doesn't happen by accident. And let me tell you one of the beautiful things came out of Ash. When I saw Oconnect the last time, he said, "That's great, but it's not good enough." Yeah. We're in good hands. I'll tell you what, we're in good hands.
Yep.
So that's perfect timing.
Hey everyone, hello.
Hey, Mr. Ash.
Hello, Mr. Mufari.
Hello.
Hey,
What's going
brother
on here?
Nothing
what's
but
going on
trouble.
here?
Nothing but trouble, Ash.
The Otech Pros Roundtable, we are just spotlighting founders who are doing great things around the world, bringing them forward. Today we had a lady called Aseda. She lives in Atlanta, but she's in Burkina Faso helping her mother who is sick. She just, I think she has network problems, so she has disconnected. But something sparked a discussion about something that you said on 360 when you talk about data being the commodity.
361?
Copy
Can I?
360.
Yeah, we did. We were able to dig one out.
We
Yeah.
got out. When you talk about data being the commodity of the century, it sparked something in
Absolutely.
my head. So we've just been
Yeah.
talking about data, the value of data, and everything. It's just been a very spirited conversation. So we are very very honored to have you here, Mr. Ash. We know your schedule, how tight it is for you to find time, even these few minutes to be with us. So it's just an honor, and we are very grateful. So we just open the
Absolutely.
door to you.
I appreciate you, brother. And I think the honor is mine. It's always a pleasure to connect with everyone. Uh, I think that's one thing. I'm glad you spot that, and I also got some good feedback about what was addressed about some changes in the
Yes,
industry about traffic. That is one thing.
yes,
But let me tackle the topic from a different perspective, if you allow me.
sure.
Uh, so the first thing is, uh, as much as we know, there is a global race on AI and data. Whoever
Mhm.
controls or is ahead of the game in those will certainly rule the world and will set new records in success. If you measure success by profitability, by revenue, yes, that is right. However, what happened in the first uh, web and digital boom, I'm going to say late 90s, that's when it really became visible, and the early 2000, the millennium.
Mhm.
Uh, we know that it did simplify our life. It gave us so many options, and it gave an opportunity to millions across the globe. On the other hand, there was that dark side of the internet 2.0, and it became more problematic, and it became more um, with the theme of greed, monopoly, manipulation, abuse, to the point it became criminal. It was,
Yes.
for example, I'm going to say one thing. In my personal life, I will say this: there were more problems I'm aware of personally came from Facebook than good. Nobody can tell me what I know and what I don't know. Okay. I personally know more problems came through that than help for humanity. You might see that bright side, very good, but I've seen the ugly side of it. So, which both sides are true. I'm concerned about the downside of that boom. At the same time, there's good with it. Where there is evil, there is also some progress or at least a lesson learned. To sum all of this together, not just the social media, all communication platforms that we come to know, search engine, all of that, many good things came in, and again, we've learned a lot of negativity, whether from the corporate side or from the from the users. Okay, so I've been observing and watching that. I've been taking in, observing everything happening. Um, I believe in the power of the internet. I believe in the power of artificial intelligence. I believe in the power of data and bringing the world together. If we do it, uh, cleanly and in a clean way, in a positive way, in a respectful way, and without any abuse. That is not happening so far. So that's where Unpassive come to play. We envisioned a cleaner environment to bring the world together, and the drive and the motive is not what every other IT company is after, which is control and profit. So we go back to the data. What we want to do is we want to make a healthier, more trustworthy environment to the users. And money will follow. I'm not opposing that. Okay. But why not include the users in the game? So there's a big distinguished, difference between any traditional IT AI platform and between what we're doing. For the first time, I'm more hopeful. For the first time, and I'm talking about watching the entire journey of the internet and the digital uh, field. Uh, I'm more hopeful. We have to go back to the original human element in everything we do. So we're humanizing that concept, and we're not using and controlling the data to per se uh, have that domination and monopoly. Quite the opposite is to be freed and liberated from that control, so we can have better flexibility to the user's advantage. That is, something that is worth to fight. I understand. Okay, it sounds simple, all right, but if we succeed to do it, and make no mistake, we will. Okay, as long as we're breathing, we're gonna fight until we do it. Uh, this is not good news for the others. They had it easily. They had it with no challenges, and for us to come and kind of shake up that honeymoon they had, they're going to resist. They have been resistant already. It doesn't matter who's involved, whether other IT companies, whether strangers, whether the public, whether haters, it doesn't matter. But it's no secret that we faced enormous amount of resistance all across from every direction. And that made me personally believe and realize how powerful is a concept that we're working on, how impactful it is if this is happening ahead of the overall change. So we want to go back to the data center and having a more positive, clean, secure environment to utilize the data of the users globally. When I said you will be surprised about how competitive it is, for two reasons. First of all, the first side of it is the technical aspect of it. I heard Tony Robbins said a while ago, years ago, that if you want to be successful, like Bob Takusi, for example, you just watch what he's doing, and eventually you'll follow his success and model him in a way. Okay, want to see how engineer Mike is doing? Okay, you want to be like him? Just see what he's doing, study him. All right, he's basically telling you what he's doing, or Collins, or Mr. DeGarmo. They're telling you exactly what they're doing, and just follow that, model it. It doesn't have to be a replica or clone, but you will gain that. So this is not a new concept to me. When I learned that, I said, I get it. Yeah. Okay. So it's like take them as a teacher ahead of you, and they went through many years or a couple of decades in the field, and you can just grab that uh, expertise instantly. That's the information age we live in. So the technical part is, what about watching not one, not two, not three, every successful data center provider and host and all of that, and take only, well, everybody has, again, the pros and cons. Okay, so what about just picking the very best of this, the very best of this, the very best of this, the very best of this? Okay, and only, okay, take that part and avoid the downside of everything, plus to spice it up, add your own creativity, because we always wish that if it was done this way or that way. You got room if it's your business. If you're just following somebody, there's no perfect model, but a collection of several models, okay, can make it more powerful and add your own. And the other side, remember I said, so this is the technical part, but also our approach is more humane, is more like, we're not going to do this to manipulate or steal the data and sell it and charge, and this is how we do. No, if we do it, just the technical part I mentioned, which is no secret, you're already ahead of the game. You're still more attractive. Now, to perfect it, add the heart aspect to it, the human element, and don't abuse people and treat them like real partners or like your family. Don't money will follow. So you still can be very successful and compete with those players. Not in any way we intend to take them down or hurt, or no. Everybody will have. We just have a different model. It's not a replica. I'm never motivated to reinvent the wheel in anything. But if you have a better way to produce things, why not? And you cut time, like, so you're telling me now 2020, yeah, we've been learning for 2 to 3 decades. How does this work? Do you think we've learned a thing or two? Absolutely. So, and I will tell you, I'm extremely confident we're going to set a model that will be the leading when it comes to AI driven uh, and super advanced um, data center and hosting and data utilization. And I can give you a hint, okay? And it's not shocking, okay? Which not only you can take the actual, because I can go, give me Google, all right, or hardware, give me HP or give me Dell. I apologize if I uh, sound a bit techy, for the public. Forgive me, but
You're
you
good.
know, I have to level up with my pros here. Okay, so, and they understand the language. So you go to this or that. Dell will give you exactly why are we better, because I need your proposal, or Huawei, or any Lenovo, for example. So you can go directly, and they'll give you the best of themselves. So I have learned one thing, and voluntarily, they're giving me that information at their will, free will. Plus, okay, what about others who have something unique and rather powerful, but not necessarily in the data center, not directly as a data center host or provider? Maybe there's a Chinese company that they're doing something. Oh, I got the idea. If we apply this in the data center structure, what about Oracle, which is, pure? Okay, what about this and that? So you get one thing and you just have to pay attention. You got enormous amount of information, but if you don't have the goodwill to make something positive out of all that information, not to manipulate, because you will be reinventing the wheel in that case. If you're just going to, well, yeah, I can do that, but it's costly or it's complicated or, not much profit. Okay. If then you go back to the same cycle they're in. So we are, again, a league of our own. Okay. And we're taking the best from everyone and adding our own touch and extracting more information from other players in direct information, right? It could be in a different sector. It doesn't have to be in the IT. I've seen some intelligent things in the health department or health sector, for example. I said, what if we apply this technique here or this structure? What about the human resources? What about the so collectively you come up with something and avoid all the critic to them, which is, for example, the complexity of everything. Okay. Uh, hello, Amazon. What about AWS? I mean, okay. What about uh, the not user friendly? You gotta be a developer, and there's no love whatsoever. Like, what about that touch? They're all lack. Microsoft, you just swallow it. You need water to swallow everything. It's not like you're in love with it, right? It is so complicated. Not anybody gets it. Okay, and no, um, it's not attractive. Come on, it's done just to function, barely function. They didn't pay attention how user friendly it is, or the UI and UX. Guys. Okay, so it's zero interest in that. Have I wish we can show like AWS instance to people. It is dead ugly. If you're telling me 20 years ago, no, 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 there are things looked way better 20 years ago. These people have no love for what they're doing. They just love the dollar. That's it. Uh, so that's a difference. So we can, it is possible. I want you to believe it. There's always the first time. There's always, people who would advocate something cleaner, something cheaper. And I can tell you the critic. We have to avoid that. I'm gonna constantly remind you, it's not an easy mission. They're gonna resist, and it's not easy to put all of that and avoid, again to avoid the cost and the challenges they have. Some of them they bought hardware that is years ago, and some pieces, whether it's the racks or this and that, and the switches and the hardware, the motherboard, this, that, they still have it, and they just like they're buried. They need to constantly replace 3 years, 5 years lifespan, and they need massive place. But somebody comes in 2024 now, things are much smaller, more powerful, okay, better lifespan, all right. And what if you come up with a genius way that, okay, you have an open unlimited, I'm going to shock these guys here. No, okay. What if you come up with a way, okay, that you have a contract or a certain deal with the hardware suppliers? I pay you a flat rate, but I need it always refreshed. I don't need to pay you and rebuy and repurchase and one by one and all of that. Is basically you buy a furnished house. I don't care what it is, but I want it always functional. All right. And new. If I see a scratch or something, replace it. I paid for that. Open ticket. There's always a first time. I'm just telling you. So is it possible now? Do you think we can come up with the best data center hosting data utilization ever existed? It is so possible. If you have that mentality, and if you have the heart aspect to the user advantage, you definitely have a winner and a game changer, 100%. And those guys will come and host with you. What if you have a solution for the energy consumption? The two predators or worse animals in the game, number one is the energy, right, and the hardware. If you overcome that you have it covered at not a reasonable but a very, very cost efficient level, you crush everybody. Dirt cheap service, dirt cheap service, but world class futuristic solution. And when I said the traffic aspect, things have changed, okay? Well, when we were talking about traffic, we were talking about some traditional ways as well, but we've been working and um structuring something rather more powerful to us available, and the supply and the demand is massive. We know how, like, that's the next thing after the data. So what is needed? People need followers, they need audience, buyers, customers, leads, whatever you call them, or they perhaps need traffic. Traffic is equal to human, not just robotic things. So when you control verified data, real people, that's another thing, clean data, and you have it, you basically have a mall for the 5.35 billion people. Round it up, let's say 5.5 billion people. Let's say we have a community. Don't we say that the world is a small village now because of that technology? But we decide we want to meet today. All right, we're going to discuss something. 5 billion people. Where do we go? There's no place. When you succeed to have that hub and that lobby for every internet user, you have them, or every device user, and you attract them in one beautiful environment, not only safe but also rather healthy and positive, just the good in us. You own the world, you own everything, okay? And now, what traffic are you talking about? You are the traffic. So you be the hunted, not the hunter, because you got all the data. All you have to do is now the next level, or to piece it up, let that AI connect people. So how many people, how many buyers do you want for your, I don't know, shawarma or falafel shop, right? Or taco shop? How many do you need in your AI would serve you? You need 100, you need 500. How many can you do a day? If you are a tire shop, whatever, a dentist, whatever your business is, or a business online, okay, or an educator, a trainer, you want certain traffic and selected people. If you have the data with the power of AI, so we talked about the power of the internet, the power of the data, and now the power of AI to connect all of that and just bridge the gap and connect people and fields and business owners and buyers together. That's it, the followers. Is it a 3-minute coding thing and you're done? You're insane if you think it's that easy. It's not that easy, okay? But it's worth it. And if you have that clarity and you're after it, all you need is the right talent to do it. Speaking of the right talent, okay, uh, what I want to sum up this uh, conversation with today, if you allow me. I don't know if you have more time.
Absolutely, Mr. Ash. You are
Okay,
blowing my mind. My mind is already
thank you.
in heaven.
I appreciate you. I learned from you. Believe it or not, I learned so
Thank
much
you.
from you,
Thank you.
and your positivity and your support is uh, truly inspiring, like and motivating. Like you've got to make sure we and that's how I feel.
Thank
We
you.
have to make sure we deliver up to your intelligence, your expectations,
Thank you, sir.
with all the respect. So we're that's why I'm the one who's honored to be with you, because you don't get average people all the time. Sometimes I got you know dumb people. I live with some, yeah, but
Thank you, Ash.
but to have people that are ahead of you, give me that, 5 times a day, 10 times a day, never enough. So back to the thing, I just want to end up with this. So, all right, one of the obvious things we've learned in on passive is not to open our mouth, okay, ahead of our action.
Yep.
It's very clear, and you've seen that before, okay. Um, so it is not a secret to you right now. There might be something going on, okay, and some would be attracted to the negative. That's who you are, okay. You might think, oh, something disaster happened. Yeah, it could be, okay, if that's what you think. And if you're thinking, if you know us and you know our intention, you might think, okay, well, there has to be something good. It looks like they're cooking something. Okay, you're right too, okay. So whatever you want, it's true, and depending on which side you are. And I believe more and most people think there has to be something positive. They have that sense. They have that.
Hmm.
Um, I would say judge personal judgment to make up their own decisions, and due to the facts and the interactions and the entire journey together. Now we come to know a little bit about each other and our character, and because of that, um, we are obviously working beyond your imagination, but with love. The ultimate motivation. It's not like, oh, we're working hard. Oh God, no, no, no. It's quite a privilege. I love it. I wouldn't do anything else. Okay, as challenging it is, challenging as it is, and brutal sometimes, and nasty. Dirt is thrown at you from every direction, but it's worth it. I just told you one thing can have you own everything,
Yep.
and I gave you the blueprint. So if
Yes.
you're one of those guys, you can do it. And if I have the luxury of time and PowerPoint and all that show you behind the scene, you're just gonna definitely have to replace your pants right now.
I'm telling you.
Okay, refresh.
I already peed.
Okay, but
Oh my
I'm sure you
goodness.
got the idea.
Mis-
So because of that, we're working on something rather powerful, and I will pledge that we are gonna. I'm not gonna say when, but of course this year. Uh, we are going to shock the world, or we're going to shock you, we're going to impress you, and you're going to see that this is really worth uh, the fight, the challenge, the patience, whatever the price is. All right. So I want to remind you, yes, you are right, we are cooking, okay, but it is going to surprise you. Nothing to the level that you thought, okay. What you thought good, but because of everything that happened and happening right now, we thought we were going to have to stack the cool, top it off. So basically, include further phases of our vision, bring it back to the front burner rather than it was just like, to get there in a few years, a decades or whatever. So now we bring that, and together, I think we're going to make that huge positive impact all over humanity. That's all I wanted to say today. I
oh
was
boy.
told to come and say hello or hi. I gave you 1,000
That's
hellos. and all the respect to you guys.
Oh my goodness, Mr. Ash, that's more than enough, more than enough dose to take me throughout the next 3 weeks. Thank you so much, Mr. Ash. Vincent and Oliver are not here. Vincent, as a matter of fact, you just blow my mind. I see the picture clearly. Thank you so much. I seen the picture. You laid it out for us. Vincent has some family issues, and Oliver is flying. Oliver is traveling. That's why they're not here.
Where
But
is he going?
he flew from Florida to somewhere for some vacation. I don't know exactly where he went
Okay,
to, but he's
so he's
flying back.
still in America.
Yes, yes, he's within the states. Yes.
Because I was thinking to leave America. Okay, Mike, if you have room, if you have room, if you have room in Canada, I'm
Oh my
considering
goodness.
relocation. All right, Merry Christmas.
Uh,
That's the message on 4th of July from our president.
No,
I'm not saying that.
no, that's AI, Gen AI.
Yeah, he made a mistake. At least he knows there's a holiday going on
Yeah.
somewhere. So we're in trouble. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ash, thank you very much. I mean that.
Thank
You
Thank
you.
you,
want me
thank
to
you.
leave now?
No,
No,
yeah.
no, no, no.
No,
no.
no,
We're
no,
just
not
thanking you,
really.
Mr. Ash.
Just thanking you. You can go,
You,
Mr.
oh,
Ash.
you're
We,
welcome. Yeah, you don't have to thank me. I'm
Yeah.
pleased. I
No,
should thank
you
you
know,
for allowing me to come here.
yeah. So one of the things I wanted to say, Ash, I just like the way you've put everything so clear. And I know those
Simple.
who don't get
How
it,
many minutes? How many minutes? Please mark that.
10
Any,
minutes at most.
10
anybody
minutes.
can write
10 to
it on a
15 minutes.
napkin, piece of napkin, and you can literally change the
Yeah.
world, right?
Yeah.
Someone told me the genius is to take something complicated, turn
Mm-hmm.
it
Make
into
it so.
simple.
Yep.
Make it
Yeah.
simple.
Well, also, you're a mathematician because we went from 400 people to 2,500.
Do the math.
Wow.
Yeah, we were 400 when you
Which one
put
is
it.
400
bigger?
before you came.
I'm
You
kidding.
pulled the crowd, Ash.
Yeah.
You brought the traffic.
You drove traffic to the
Yeah, you
Otech
drove
Pros.
Absolutely.
traffic today. Yeah.
That's what I do.
The Otech
I,
Pros.
I told you, I have a friend or two who really believe in the direction and the vision, and they will not be disappointed.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Thank you, Mr. Ash.
Thank you.
You just need a handful of people with that heart and that brain, and nothing is, uh, you know, impossible. Everything is possible.
That's what we get when we are focused.
Yep.
So as much as
Focus.
I love technology, but so far I see the downside of it more. I mean, it's like either
Yeah.
just like limited to a certain class of people, governments, places, or it just like doesn't belong to all of us. So, or it sounds like it's intended to make money. So you're after technology, but what is your drive? What's your ultimate, you know, um, uh, outcome, or what you're trying to achieve? That is a huge difference between everybody else until now and
Yes.
who we will become soon.
Beautiful.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Outstanding.
Uh,
Outstanding, Mr. Ash.
that's really great, Ash. Really, really great. One
that
of the
means
things,
that means
yes,
a
go
lot.
ahead, Ash.
No, thank you, Collins. Yeah, you go for it.
Yeah.
do,
One of the things I
do you
really
like the
like.
new prime minister?
No, he's
Uh,
a conservative. Police was sad.
Really?
He's a conservative.
Oh no.
it, it's just like they are all the same. Ash.
Mhm.
I just believe nothing will change. If, like, when you talk about we have to
They're
have the
puppets.
time and financial freedom, that's the
Yes,
true freedom. Nothing will
Mhm.
they're
change. Nobody
puppets.
will make you happy. Only you yourself, you can work up to that state.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
That's
I,
why I always, knock them down. Yeah, tell me.
I used to remember when we started in Unpassive. You just crushed Unpassive in. You're giving us everything from the vision till now for just 10 minutes. You used it at most to give us that. I remember
That's
that's
amazing.
brilliant. I remember when we just started, I just joined Unpassive. I used to be with Uncle Bob. Then they
Yeah.
used to do presentation. No, he used to. We used to figure out with Uncle Oliver, try to figure out the our streams of
Yeah.
income.
Yeah.
So we're going, and we reach right up to a level. We'll be like, so if if this unpassive ecosystem can be giving us this much, so it means we need to take it to a different level. So I mean, we're thanking you for giving us this
Of
tool.
course.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this tool we
Thank
will
you.
take it to. We will not fail you,
Yeah.
Ash. We'll take it to
Yeah.
the greatest, the nicks and kings of everywhere to
It
make
will
it
be
happen.
the king of technology. Make no
Yes, sir.
mistake. Yeah.
Yeah.
That means a lot coming from a black man in one of the whitest states in Canada.
Yeah,
Yes, Ash. We can't fail you. We will.
yes.
This is our plea for all of us, the tech pros and myself.
Yeah. Mm,
Working on that, we'll make it happen.
Um, and one of
absolutely.
the things I wanted to say, Ash, one of the good things I really like now about Unpassive is because you made a statement that you will not say anything, we will only
Yeah.
say it.
Yep.
That is a very, the best way, because we don't want to hear
Right.
it. Let us just say it. And that's the
Yeah.
beauty. And some people say, oh, why Ash not saying this? It
Nope.
doesn't matter. They are working behind the scene. You just need to only say it without even notice, which I really love. And you want to match the work with.
I will blow your mind.
We can't wait to have it, Ash. We're ready. Trust me,
We,
we've been ready.
we know that you are going to over deliver.
And
If we look,
and not only that, the story behind it and the way it was done is gonna rock your world.
yep.
We're so ready for this.
And the time it took, Mr. Ash, there's one
The
thing
time
that
too,
people
the
don't know.
timeline too. Yeah.
They are going
Timeline
to
for
write the
delivery.
story of Unpassive will be written about how less time it took for you to achieve this mission, because normally it should take much more time. A story
But
is.
if I share with you later, after you see what's accomplished, if I
Mhm.
share with you when was the reset point,
Exactly.
got a triple pants.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you so much,
That
brother.
that
Thank you.
is impossible to achieve
Yeah.
in a few years when I show you what's
Yes.
done.
Yes.
Ash,
Remember, there's a reset point.
There's a reset point. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that is almost, I don't want to say square one, but it's really redoing much of the
Yeah.
process.
I enjoyed the webinar when you told us you are talking to some people that make your head hurt.
True, true.
I
It's
could just
happening all the
imagine,
time.
I could just imagine what's going on behind the scenes, what they are doing, what they are
I'm
about
going to
to
share with
do.
you a secret, Bob, and please,
Yeah.
okay, don't embarrass me. Okay, uh, lately I've been looking like an idiot in front of them. That's and I'm like now I no matter what I try to prepare, okay, so I can sound like from this century to them.
Uh-huh.
Um, yeah, there is a big gap. I'm the lower one, okay.
Yes.
I'm telling you, I'm
Yeah.
being embarrassed a lot. Like I get that eye rolling so
But
much now. Like what an idiot. He doesn't know.
it's good though. You are the visionary. That's what matters.
And I
Ash,
pay the bill.
there's something to you remember. I worked with a company that started in 1998. I had a
Mm,
contract with them for 6 months.
mm,
Now, in that contract, they had just
mm,
35,000 employees.
mm,
So we were to transfer, like migrate data of the top officials. Okay, there were about 3,000 of them.
mm.
So in my 6 months in that contract, we did not succeed to do half of that contract. That's we did not do 1,500 people out of
Wow.
3,000. We did not for 6 months. So before you came here, that's one of the things we were talking about with Bob and Collins here to talk about the patience of the processes of the migration and all those things. Yesterday we had a show with Marcien with
Yeah.
Collins. We break it down there. So I'm
Nice.
just thinking of something that's 1,500 for 6 months we're talking about. And we have 1 million plus for how long? Yes, this you know. So I just, to me, everything like Uncle Bob, we are always telling people, and Marty and all of us,
Right.
patience. Let's wait for the right
Wow.
time.
There's
Patience.
a
That's
lot.
a long time ago, like
Yeah.
almost
Yeah,
3 decades. Yeah,
yeah,
26 years ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
yep.
I believe that the same year when we caught Clinton goofing with Monica Lewinsky, I guess. That's the same time, right?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, Ash.
I'm not exposing anything new. That's history. It's all over. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, man. So it's been beautiful. How's your
Yeah.
weather in you in? How's the weather over in Orlando? Hot?
Oh, it's snowing today. Of course it's hot all the
How
time.
how hot is it? That's what I mean.
It's
Is it in the hundreds?
like the question in Florida, how hot it is. How hot it is.
Yeah.
How hot is
Yeah.
it?
What is it?
But
That's
I
what I
take
meant.
that over the cold. Like I don't think, how you got used to, like, look at Mike in Canada, and UK is probably better than Maryland, right? Uh
Yeah.
Not as cold,
Oh, you,
Weather-wise, yeah, I think so.
yeah,
but it's gloomy. Yeah.
It's always gloomy, foggy,
yeah, and it just
rainy.
depends where you are in UK. Because
Yeah,
if you are in the north, like Scotland,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
It's brutal, I understand, yeah.
the weather is depressing.
yes, sir.
And it's beautiful to have an option in life where you live where you want to.
Yeah.
Uh, and a part of our objective to achieve in on passive to give people that liberty.
Yep.
You
Yes,
shouldn't be limited to just your neighborhood. I mean, life
Yep.
is too short and the world is too small. And you know, you like
and
Florida,
everything in
move to
between.
Florida. You try it for a bit, you don't like it, you move to New Jersey,
Yep.
and you're gonna hate it.
Yeah. No, you cannot hear it, Ash, because Marty is there. You're gonna like it.
No, we're picking him up.
We're
I
moving
didn't
to
tell you
Delaware.
that.
We're moving to
We're picking
Delaware.
him up. We have to save him. We have to rescue him.
Yeah,
No,
It's filled
actually,
with
was
intelligence.
yeah, it was nice really having you here,
having
Ash.
you here, Mr.
At least
Ash.
you've really opened our mind now. Maybe
Yep.
I'll just sit and be thinking about
We have
all of
to.
this. Wow, this is really bigger than
You've given us homework. We have maybe in the next 2 3 hours to go and digest,
Thank you.
brainstorm.
And for those who are not technical, if this didn't like sink in fully with you, just understand the frame here is it's possible to get off track and come up with something disruptive. You don't have to follow the same frame that is out there. That's a man-made, of course, and you don't need to be limited to any box. Just understand, if you put your head into anything, you can do it.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Yep.
As you see, Collins and all of your brothers, I'm more pleased. Actually, I am
Yes.
happy to be here. Okay, and
Yes. We
uh,
can tell
You're
from your
so
disposition.
smart.
yeah,
Yes. You
You're
can
so
tell.
relaxed today.
Yes.
I
Yes.
know this.
yeah.
no,
Christmas time,
yeah, it's an
according to
honor,
our
Ash.
president.
It's really an honor to have you. And it's really great because honestly, a lot of things you've just said today, like Bob is saying and Injin Mike, is something that you just when you look at it, especially when you start to explain all of the things that you can pick from everything, learn from others, pick all the good side. It brought me back to when I was watching BBC during the election time before the vote. So they were interviewing a lot of
Yeah,
people in the
yeah,
street. They asked one man, an elderly man, the man has never voted in his life. He said, so what can the government do or what can the politician do to make you to vote? He said, the only time I will vote is only when someone will come up with a different model, pick the good
yes.
side of this
Beautiful,
person, pick the good side of this
beautiful.
person, put it together, and
Yes,
I can vote for that person.
Yep.
yes.
Yeah.
Basically,
That's it.
some outsider, something outside the box. Yeah,
Yeah. And
Yep.
when you were saying that, I said, wow,
Yeah.
he just brought me back to what this
Yes.
man was saying. I said, this man is really smart. I think what he's saying really makes perfect sense. That just take all the good side, put it together, and people will vote for you.
Very powerful, very powerful. What I said there, it just blew
Yeah.
my mind. Yep.
We missed seeing Oliver here. Hopefully,
Oliver would have
he will
fallen
catch
off his
more.
chair.
I know he will watch it and say, "Oh my
Oliver
God!"
will cry. He's flying.
He will wake me up around 2 a.m. and said, "I
Yes.
listened to it." Collins,
Yes.
did you hear that? I said, "No,
Yes.
tell me."
I think he's in the cockpit right now, telling the pilot, "Land the plane, land the plane."
I know.
Stop to a gas station. Yeah, in the
Yeah.
air.
Oh my God.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much,
Thank you, Mr.
Thank
gentlemen.
you.
Ash.
Here,
Thank
we'll
you.
see you
Have a
next
good
time.
weekend. Thank you, brother.
Thank you very
Cheers.
much.
You too.
Thank
Take care.
you.
Yep. There you have it, my dear friends. We had a courtesy visit from our one and only founder, Mr. Ash. Thank you all for listening. This weekend, we'll see you again in another couple of weeks, 2 weeks. Remember, Otech Pros and founders around the world is every bi-weekly at 12 noon. It's in Brother Madi. Thank you for providing us with the Restream account so we could continue our program. And on behalf of my brother here, Collins, and Engineer Mike, see you in 2 weeks.
And I believe you guys will be doing heroes tomorrow from here too.
Yes,
Yes,
Right?
heroes. Yeah,
yes.
yes,
Okay,
from here,
okay.
heroes. Yeah. So please join us tomorrow again for
Yes,
the hero.
sir. I'll be
Yes,
there.
Yes.
yeah. So
We'll broadcast that out as well.
yes. So please, if you cannot join, don't worry because this place can take only 10 people. So we don't have enough room for everyone. So if you
Yes.
cannot make it, don't be upset. So thank you.
Thanks, everybody.